Well, after 3 cardiac arrests, 2 months in the hospital, and a heart transplant and a kidney transplant, I am back. I'm so excited to be with you guys, and today I'm going to show you how I put Kluson Revolution locking tuners on my Goldtop, and I also changed the Astethics to black. So these are really easy to put on, and I want to stress that these are the collared locking tuners. That's a strange word that means there's a nut and a washer on top of the tuners. So take your wrench there and just undo all of it. I prefer to undo the nut and the washer before I do the screwdriver stuff on the back. So anyway, I really missed you guys, and I thought I would just come back with a calming video of me just making one of my favorite guitars even more of my own, putting my own fingerprint on it. I don't really ever plan on selling this guitar. I did the Scotch-Brite method to it, which, is where I kind of sand down the gloss finish of the back. So those are that's that nut and washer. That's why you want to get the collared version when you go with Kluson. Now you might be thinking, Isaiah, why did you get the most expensive locking tuners? Well, my first experience with locking tuners was Kluson, and I'm a creature of habit, and they just work so well, that 19-to-1 ratio, which means you turn your tuning key 19 times for one full rotation. So you can micro tune, you can get to that note ever so detailed. And that's just what I do. And so once you get all that stuff off, this is a good opportunity. Here I'm doing the makeup of my guitar. This is a good opportunity to wipe down the headstock because there's no sharp string ends sticking out. So just give it a little dust off. I didn't film it, but I also used this opportunity to condition the fretboard, put a little bit of oil on it. And now, after the nut and washers are removed, so everything's not falling through the back of the guitar, this is why I do the back of the guitar last. That way I can just unscrew all of these tuners, and it's up to me when I want to pull them out of the headstock. Because if you do it reverse and you take your screwdriver and you do that first, and then you take your wrench and take off the nut and washer, you're gonna have pop, 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 hitting everywhere. It's dropping off your workbench. It's a mess. Ask me how I know. I usually do things really the hard way the first time around. I'm a very difficult learner. I'm really not handy at all. Thankfully, I had a lot of really cool gentlemen teach me how to do things on the guitar. Okay, so now we have transitioned to the Klusons. And what I do here, I do the reverse of how I took them off. I just kind of hand tight put the screws in. I don't tighten them all the way down. I just get them somewhat locked in on the back of the headstock. And I'll show you why. What's going to happen is I'm going to drop in those that nut or bushing, whatever you want to call it, and just in case it was too tight, you're able to kind of move the tuner around and get everything in there correctly positioned. And then once all that's put in the front of the headstock, then I flip it back around and go hand tight. So as we transition to the last one here, and that's really all there is to it. You just tighten it down hand tight after you get those bushings back in the front, and tighten it down with your wrench on the front, and then I go back hand tight on the back. Now, just a real quick example. Here's what you do. I've threaded all the strings through. This is the way I string them now. So I pull the string all the way down tight, then I tighten the tuner, right? Okay. Pull up, and then you just start winding, and you'll hear me play the string, and there it is. It's already coming up to tune really quick. And so it's just so much quicker. You don't have to worry about doing all the windings or any of your kind of stringing methods. I have my own way of doing things, but you don't have to sit there and pull back slack. You actually want to tighten the string all the way down from the bridge to the tuning peg and just tighten it. And what I do after I get them all up to tune, I go back over each locking mechanism and just give it another spin, just hand tight. You don't want to sit there and crank it, but you don't want it to be able to come loose if you try to spin it with your finger. You want to have to put a little force on it. So just come back and make sure everything's hand tight. It's the old rule. My dad used to say it all the time. He'd say, "Son, hand tight. If you over tighten it, you're gonna have a bad day. Hand tight." So thanks, Dad. But yeah, I mean, it's just, they're really easy. I got mocked because I posted a how I string my Fender video where I don't have locking tuners on that particular guitar, and I did the vice grip method, not the, I don't tie the strings. Everyone's saying I was tying the strings. I didn't tie the strings. All I did was pull up on the string and then do the windings and vice grip what I pulled up there, and everyone just misunderstood it, except those of you with brains. But anyway, I've just keep making this guitar my own. I put the black pick guard and the black pickup rings on it recently. I think it matches, or I think it just looks better to me on the Goldtop. So why don't we hear a quick demo of it? This is just me with my Helix going through a Fender Twin.